What's up, guys? It is May 9th. It is Thursday. We're going to go over a few picks. We got a small slate. There's only 7 games going on. We have some issues for potential rain in 4 of those games. Yesterday was a pretty great day. I went over lots of games, other than hockey picks. The Oilers with the absolute letdown, blew a 3-goal lead. The Phillies was the team that cost me about $17,000 on a parlay, but is what it is. Still hit a couple there, as you could see from the fire video. Nice little 6-pick. But yeah, that was yesterday. Let's get into today. We got 7 games, 3 or 4 early games, a couple finishing off the series, and 3 new games to start getting into the weekend. So let's get into it, y'all. All right, going to this Reds D-backs game, the first game of the day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Forgot to say that. Drop your picks in the comments below. But going to this Reds D-backs, we got Hunter Green going and Slade Ciccone going. The Reds are on a 7-game losing streak. They've only scored 13 runs over the last 7 games. Yesterday was a 4-3 game. D-backs just got the win, thankfully, because I had them in a parlay and a straight bet. Now you got Slade Ciccone. He gave up 2 home runs in his last start to the Padres. Hunter Green has pitched, I think, 14 1/3 shutout innings. I do trust Hunter Green a little bit more in the situation, but I don't trust this Diamondbacks offense a ton. I'm honestly going to go with the Nerfy in this one. It's about -115, and it's because it's Great American Ballpark, and you got some decent hitters in these lineups, obviously. Slade Ciccone, 3-0 Nerfy record this season. Hunter Green, 6-1 Nerfy record this season. He's 4-1 to the Nerfy at home. Slade is 2-0 so far on the road. So at -110, -115 for the Nerfy is worth hopefully a quick 6 outs. I kind of lean to the under at 9 in this game. It's probably going to drop quite a bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hits as low as 8 to get some buyback. But if I was going to bet a home run prop, I would take Elly De La Cruz versus a right-handed pitcher, Slade Ciccone potentially versus Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen. But it wouldn't shock me to see another like 4-3 type game. This one's just tough. I mean, Hunter Green's been solid, but the Reds' offense has been pretty bad. So the Reds are trying to avoid getting swept, where the D-backs are trying to sweep their first series of the season. So this one's a tough one as far as the side goes. I see lots of people on the Reds. It's hard for me to take the Reds right now on a 7-game losing streak at home. So I'm going to bet Elly De La Cruz to hit a home run. I'm going to bet the no-run first inning, and I lean to the under at 9. All right, this is a tough game for me. Yesterday, I leaned to the Mariners, but I thought it would be a 1-run game, so I ended up putting the Twins plus 1.5 in the parlay. In this one, I lean to the Twins. They're just playing a little bit better baseball, in my opinion, and I also trust a little more of their bottom of their lineup. I don't know if I'll be betting this game. This might be another Nerfy potential here. I don't know. This is a tough one. Logan Gilbert so far 7-0 Nerfy record this year, 4-0 on the road, obviously. Pablo Lopez 2-1 at home, 3-4 overall. So he does give me a little bit of concerns, but I don't know. Minnesota's offense has just been better, but I think we could potentially see a lower scoring game here. Logan Gilbert can struggle with the walks. That's one concern for me. He can rack up strikeouts, but he can struggle with control at times. Whereas Pablo Lopez, he gets pretty good strikeouts. He can give up the odd home run here and there with the hanging pitch, but he doesn't really struggle with the walks as much. As far as the weather in Minnesota, it's kind of like an inwards crosswind of 10 to 12 miles an hour and around 60-degree temperatures. So that's why we're seeing a low total. I kind of think the Nerfy could be in play in this game as well. But I lean to the Twins if I had to pick a side. I don't love it right at the moment, so not a for sure bet for me, but I lean to the home team. Like I said, don't love it. Logan Gilbert's a pretty good pitcher, other than the walks issues. I think this is a pretty evenly matched game. So out of the two, I think the home team has a little bit of advantage here. Whoops, that was a little bit of a glitch. My bad. Sorry. This Giants-Rockies game, honestly, I would probably just pass on it at the moment. It's not – I can't get to a side. This Giants bullpen is basically all used up from this last week of games. The Rockies are hitting like an abysmal 180 right now versus right-handed pitching. Giants hitting better, 252. Rockies do hit better generally at home, but I don't know. I could see the Rockies winning this game in a get out spot. I mean, I'm going to lean to the Rockies at +1.5. Absolutely don't love it. It's Cal Quantrill going against Keaton Wynn. I'm probably staying away from this game. Cal Quantrill did have 9 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings versus the Pirates. Giants can strike out a bit, so I could see him actually not being too bad. So if I was to, I mean, there's value on the Rockies straight up on the money line. I think you could potentially, they could get there, but even the +1.5, you're getting like -115. It might be worth it, but I don't think I'll be playing this game right now. All right, going to the Bronx. Yankees host the Astros. Yankees looking for the sweep here. Astros have now lost 9 straight versus the Yankees. Astros are just a bad team, in my opinion, right now. They can hit for the most part. I mean, Kyle Tucker's home runs in back-to-back first innings, his first at-bats in the first inning, both games. But the Yankees have scored 19 runs. The Astros, I think, have scored 7 over the last 2. This almost, like, I don't know. This is a weird one because you want to take an over, but these pitchers, you never know. Blanco has regressed after starting the season with a no-hitter. He still can get some strikeouts, but he's given up home runs now in 3 straight starts, 2 home runs in his last outing in 6 innings pitched versus the Mariners. I think that was at home too. Stroman, you never know. He struggles with the walks. That's a big issue for him. He's had 5 walks in 5 1/3 innings his last outing. He got lucky that they only got 1 earned run. It was the Tigers. And then he gave up 5 walks, 4 strikeouts in 4 innings, and 4 earned runs to the Brewers. But the Yankees offense has been backing him up in most of these games. So he's been a little bit lucky, considering all the walks he gives up. This Astros team is still 5-13 on the road or something like that. Yankees 13-5 at home. I don't know. It's hard to go against the Yankees offense right now. So, I mean, it's Yankees money line for me to pass. I mean, I kind of lean to the over, but we're seeing about 30 to 50% chance of rain coming in, 5 to 7 mile an hour winds blowing in. Honestly, these two teams can hit. I wouldn't be surprised to see a boatload of home runs like we seen yesterday. Kyle Tucker, he's at +500 today, so that maybe tells you a little bit of something. Stroman can give up the home runs here and there, but Aaron Judge is at +200, Soto +320, Stanton +320, Verdugo +650. I don't mind Verdugo and his lines. He can hit, but the Yankees, this will be the first time they're facing Blanco. Soto 7 home runs batting .347 versus right-handed pitching. Rizzo 6 home runs batting .300. So there's some guys I like as far as hitting home runs. I don't know exactly what the weather is going to be doing. If there's going to be a thunderstorm, I don't love it as much because this game could be delayed. But it's Yankees for me or pass. Like, I don't know. I don't want to take the risk with the Astros. Honestly, this whole card does not excite me very much. I'll probably be playing a couple nerfies, some home run props, and probably going pretty light today, getting ready for the weekend. All right, first new game that will be starting the new series here is the White Sox hosting the Guardians. Eric Fedde going for the White Sox, and Ben Lively going for the Guardians. These teams met about a month ago in Cleveland. Cleveland won 2 of 3 there, but the White Sox did cover the +1.5. 2 of those 3 games, they won 1 outright as +220 dogs, I think it was. Eric Fedde kind of got roughed up his last time versus the Guardians, but they still covered the +1.5. This one's a tough one for me again. Ben Lively, been so-so. His earned runs have been pretty low, and he hasn't given up home runs in back-to-back starts after giving up 4 home runs in the previous 3 starts. Eric Fedde giving up home runs in back-to-back starts. His last outing versus the Cardinals, he got roughed up pretty early in that one, gave up 5 earned runs, 5 walks in 4 1/3 innings. Before that, his last 2 outings were solid. This would have usually been a backing spot for me, but I don't know. This is another tough game. Looks like the weather is going to be blowing, like the wind's kind of be blowing like slightly across the field here, 13 to 15 miles an hour, 30% chance of showers throughout the game. Honestly, I think there's value on the White Sox at +1.5, but I do think this is a tough game. The Guardians have won 5 of their last 10. White Sox have won 4 of the last 10 games. They just won that game yesterday versus the Rays. Then it was in Tampa, but they won 4-1. Versus right-handed pitchers, a couple of the White Sox guys I like to look at. Paul DeJong hit a home run yesterday. He's got 3 home runs now, batting .247 versus righties. He also has seen Ben Lively just a handful of times. And then Benintendi, 3 home runs with 12 RBIs, batting .222. Tommy Pham, good .324 average with a home run. On the Guardians side, Josh Naylor has hit a home run before off of Eric Fetty. He has 6 home runs now, batting .261 versus right-handed pitching. Bo Naylor has a home run as well, but his average is pretty bad versus righties. So I think this is White Sox plus 1.5. I mean, I think there's value on the White Sox money line. I do, but I don't know. I do like home dogs. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see how the day goes and who's in the lineup, because that will also change. If any guys are sitting here for either team, it'll definitely affect how I look at this game, because that's a key thing. It's an evening game, so we won't know what the lineups are till later on. But if all the guys are in for the White Sox and the Guardians sit a couple guys, I'm probably going to be playing the White Sox straight up. But I don't mind taking the chances with a little bit of the insurance of the plus 1.5. All right, here we go to Milwaukee, where there's a huge mismatch when it comes to starting pitching here. Sonny Gray is supposed to be going for the Cardinals. Tobias Myers for the Brewers. The Brewers did just play that series in Kansas City, lost yesterday, and then had to travel back home. Cardinals technically had a day off because they got rained out yesterday at home. So they have the advantage in the bullpen. They have the starting pitching advantage. They did lose Wilson Contreras to that broken wrist or broken arm from getting hit with the bat. And Christian Yelich is now back for the Brewers. But I think the Cardinals do have the advantage in this one. You look at Sonny Gray's ERA, 0.89. ERA 0.86 whip. Tobias Harris 6.23 ERA, 1.31 whip. I don't know. I don't like how the Cardinals have been playing lately. This team's just not very good right now, and now they lost their best hitter, in my opinion, right now. But I don't really trust Tobias Myers. Both these teams are hitting in the 220s right now versus right-handed starters. Like I said, the Cardinals have the bullpen advantage. They have the starting pitching advantage. So I lean to the Cardinals in this one. It was supposed to be Lance Lynn going for the Cardinals. He is probably going to get pushed back to tomorrow now because the rain out and Sonny Gray starting today. But I lean to the Cardinals in this one. I don't know. I can't get to the Brewers with Tobias Myers and everything. It's a tough one trying to find the Brewers. I just don't think there's any value on them in this as a short underdog. All right, final game of the night, going to Anaheim, where the Angels host the Royals. Both these teams in bad spots as far as travel wise. They just played yesterday. Both had to travel. The Angels are on 2-game win streak. They won 2 of 3. And the Royals won 2 of 3 versus the Brewers. Both bullpens have been used up quite a bit. You got the lefty going, Reed Detmers here. He gave up 3 home runs his last start out to the Guardians. 7 strikeouts he did have in 5 2/3 innings to the Guardians, which is pretty good. So he can still sometimes rack up those strikeouts, but he can also struggle with walks and home runs. So Kansas City, not too bad when it comes to hitting lefties, but not as good, obviously, as righties. On the road, they're hitting .231 versus lefties. In their last 5 games, they're hitting .240. Angels hitting .213 their last 5 games. Overall, this season hitting .250 at home versus righties. This is another tough one, man. This is a tough spot for both teams. And this will probably be pretty good hitting conditions, 8 to 10 mile an hour winds blowing straight out to center field in Anaheim this evening. So not too bad as far as we might see some home run balls. I would not be surprised. It's just whether or not the players are sluggish. The Angels are dealing with a lot of injuries. Rengifo, potentially Drewy, Miguel Sano, Mike Trout, obviously. The Royals, I think, are pretty much healthy as far as the lineup goes. I think the Royals have the better lineup. I lean to the Royals, but I think this game could potentially see some runs. Wouldn't be surprised to see some home runs from both sides. Angels versus a righty. Joe Adell, I was looking at. He had another home run yesterday. He's got 3 versus right-handed pitching now. Taylor Ward, he hasn't hit a home run versus righties for a while. He's kind of on a cold streak as far as hitting home runs. Logan O'Hoppe, if he's in the lineup, he just pitched. I think he just caught 3 or 4 games straight, 3 games for sure. So I don't know. If he's in the lineup, I don't mind him. As far as Kansas City, Salvador Perez has 1 home run. They have minimal at bats, though. I'm talking like a lot of them are like 30 or less. So they don't face lefties a lot this season. Salvador Perez does have a home run, batting 360. Let's see. Bobby Witt has 1, batting 200. Renfroe, former Angel, has 1, batting 138. Yeah, this is a tough one, man. I kind of lean to the Royals. I think the over could be in play here, but two pitchers with ERAs. Detmer's 4.24, Michael Wacha 5.50. Strikeout numbers are better for Detmer's. He can get strikeouts, but I don't know. This is a really tough slate. I think there's not a lot of value on the Angels at pretty close to even money, in my opinion, just due to lineup concerns. But I don't like either of these starting pitchers right now. So I don't know, man. This is tough. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I think the best bet I would be looking at would be probably the Nerfy and the Reds D-backs. I don't mind that one. Yeah, I don't have a lot that I love as far as plays right now, especially without seeing these lineups. It's a tough day. Thursdays can be weird days just due to ends of series, teams traveling, stuff like that. So just be careful, obviously, today. But I think I'm probably play a couple Nerfies in the earlier games, and then I'll be looking at some home run props maybe in the evening games. But yeah, this is a tough slate for me right now as far as to know what's going on. But bet responsibly, guys. I don't know. Hopefully, use this information to do something helpful, help you guys a little bit. Like I said, I don't have a lot of strong plays on any of these teams right now, just because this is a very light day for me as far as MLB goes. So I'm gonna be taking it pretty easy. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn the notifications on. Drop your picks, questions, anything you got in the comments, and get ready for this weekend. We're gonna have a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks as always. Peace.